Hello my friends, and welcome back to Absurdia. Today our travels take us to the Golden Empire of Nimrath. As its name suggests, Nimrath is said to be the wealthiest kingdom in all of the known realms of Absurdia, with its capital city of Calabasta being the second largest in the entire world, second only to Inotria. And if we're going to measure wealth in gold, like just gold, no magic, dragons, just like pure money, then the Sultan of Nimrath is probably the richest guy in the world. And as such, even the city guard of Calabasta wear gold as a part of their uniform. Just to give you guys an idea of how wealthy this country is, there's this in-universe saying. It basically goes, as poor as a Calabasta beggar, which usually means he's stinking rich. All that being said though, it's not just all prosperity and riches in Nimrath. The country does have its own fair share of problems. Of course, other than the neighbors. But the main issue is, of course, it's a big continent, and it's kind of difficult to keep control over all of this. So it is tradition for the ruler of the entire empire to take a partner from each of the main factions and cities. Of course, we have the Sultan's seat of power, Calabasta, bordering the Great Pyramids of Rukhan, which is said to have been built by the greatest ruler that Nimrath had ever had. And bordering right near the city, we have the Gift of the Agualo. Now, in universe, the Agualo are the ruling class of Water Ganassi, who is said to have given this great oasis to Nimrath. And as such, Sandara, their capital, would be another faction. To the north of Calabasta would be the Tamaz Mountains. Now, this is where all of Nimrath's gold is mined. As of late, it has never run dry. And north of the mountains, we find Balakar. With its rocky terrain, Balakar has provided some of the greatest warriors in Nimrath's military. And those warriors were trained to keep every single bit of their bodies completely covered to ward off the elements. These guys were taught to fight, kill, and survive in the desert. To the south of Calabasta, after you have passed the Sea of Sand, you would find Zalmatir. Now, most of the south of Nimrath are home to a lot of more inhuman races, specifically Leonin and Tabaxi. But Zalmatir would be their true seat of power, as this is where the world's finest shadow monks are trained to participate in the fine art of assassination. There are, of course, other styles that are taught there, but the majority of Zalmatir's monks are shadow monks and assassins. Straight up, Assassin's Creed with Masyaf. In the south of Nimrath, we find the oasis city of Caleth Sarun. Caleth Sarun is basically Nimrath's version of the Holy City. It is where all of their main temples are located and all of their priests go to train. And as such, the soldiers of Caleth Sarun are all warrior monks. East of there, we would find Qasir al-Kalam. Other than being Nimrath's premier magic school, it is also one of the most prestigious universities in the entire world. Last but not least, we have the faction that are located in Sek. And Sek would of course be the main port of the entirety of the country. Its main way to export goods into the rest of the world. And it is rather fitting that the big lighthouse of Sek would be the Colossus of Lunamir, the god of the moon. Much like Yamadori, Nimrath also has a very bloody history while it was still trying to become the kingdom that it now is. But that's where the similarities with Yamadori end, as there is one big thing that they disagree on. And that would be the rights of tieflings. See, in Yamadori, they believe that tieflings are sacred. In Nimrath, they just believe they're demons. And as such, it is a huge taboo for a tiefling to be born into your family. And as such, there have been massive holy wars between Yamadori and Nimrath. So much so that the sea in between the two continents was known as the Scarlet Sea due to all of the bloodshed. There's of course a lot more to be said about Nimrath, but this is where I'm going to leave you guys for now. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. And next video, we will be heading to Skaldheim. And after that, there's something new that I want to try. But yeah, stay tuned, my friends.